Hello, ladies and gentlemen, the people of Spotify, YouTube, and Twitch.tv. If you are watching this with video, then you'll notice that the camera work is quite scuffed. I'm using an A6300, and the autofocus feature is going ballistic. I'm not quite sure how to change it. I don't know what to do. I'll try to move as little as possible. But the reason you're here today is because I have the intention of creating more content, but at my own pace. Basically, the intention is to do a weekly podcast. There'll be maybe 2 hours, 1 hour, 1 hour most likely today because I'm excited starting. Talk about the specific topics that I want to cover. Do some meditation, maybe, offer some advice, do something else, talk about whatever I want to, and then chop them up and also post them, post the full podcast, and then also, post segments of the so-called podcast. At this point in time, it feels like saying making a podcast is a meme because everyone and their mother and their grandmother have a podcast. Of course, this is going to be largely focused on what I want to talk about. I'm not going to, this is not going to be some fanatic gossip channel. You're already going to find things about, the competitive team here, but there are certain topics that are interesting to talk about. There are certain things that I would like to address once in a while, and it allows me for an opportunity to connect with you guys without killing my schedule too much. So that being said, I would require, some assistance in choosing a name for this show. Yes, it's a show. So let me know what you think. I want to start off every episode by wearing pieces that have a lot of sentimental value for me. So this is not going to help if you don't have... Someone send me a guide to fix. I already did this, Dominic. I already did what you recommended and it did not help. Maybe I'm going to try pressing the button again. Let's try pressing the button once again. So now I press the button. See, the autofocus is still going crazy. I did exactly as you... I guess we just have to live with it. Nevertheless, I want to start off by wearing like sentimental pieces for me, A big thing that people care about is, what is Yamato wearing? Like, what's up with his outfit? And I wanted to give you guys the backstory and so forth. So today I'm wearing the very, very special Versace shirt that a lot of you guys know. So people always think, oh, Yamato's spending all of his money on clothes, but it's not necessarily the case. I like to pretty much buy key pieces that I can use in different outfits and that have good quality. Quality is a very, very underrated thing when it comes to clothes shopping. You go to H&M, you buy t-shirts that break and change very, very quickly, which is fine, They have some good shit, H&M have some good stuff. But this Versace shirt, I bought it on sale. That was first, right? And I've kept it, and the quality of it is insane, I'm gonna give this to my son one day when I grow too fat, When I get too fat and old and my back is all crunched up from all the gaming I've done, I'm gonna be able to pass this on, This is going to maintain that level of quality. So I don't necessarily see, buying a piece of clothing as all that money is burnt away. I see longevity. And for me, there's a certain level of attachment and love that you have with an item that really speaks to you, and that often comes at a higher price point. But I don't think you should ever be intimidated, because the reason I matched the Versace shirt together with this one is because this coat, I pretty much bought for €50. So this coat, this coat right here, you see this coat? For those who don't see it, it's a coat with like a boat sign, you have an anchor. Like, it looks like I own a goddamn yacht or some shit. This was €50. And this was a good catch, this was a good catch. You mix and match some stuff and all of a sudden it looks like you own a boat, This one I actually bought before I flew into Germany to coach for the first time. So back then I had no money. I saved up some money from elo boosting, which is a big no-no. Don't elo boost. I was elo boosting back in season 1, and I've been reprimanded for it. So don't go to Riot Games, you guys. Don't go to Riot Games. And all in all, I just went into a shop, and there was some, there was a clothing rack with a lot of cheap stuff, and I grabbed whatever I liked. And I was like, this looks like I own a boat. But another key thing to add is, this is one of the only coats that I brought with me to Korea, because in Korea, usually that's the place where I get my tailored suits, because it's a very, very good price point. The materials are very cheap in Asia, and that makes for good quality suits with good material for a very neat price point. So I have one tailored suit that is here from Berlin, and I have about 6-7 suits from Korea. So I was like, I'm gonna just bring one jacket. But then I noticed, that with this one jacket, I had no buttons. So Sandbox, they have this team assistant, and she is absolutely fantastic. I was like, in a joking manner, I was like, could you please help me, rebutton this jacket? And it would be nice if you could make them golden. And I realize sometimes that, my jokes and my my demeanor doesn't get translated too well, especially when it's a message that I want to carry through a medium. And if it's in person, even if I say it, you get to see my demeanor, Even if I talk in Swedish, let's say, jag heter Jakob, hur mår du? You can see in my demeanor that I am welcoming, right? You're not going to assume he said, fuck yourself, That's my point. But of course, you can have fun with it. Go fuck yourself. You can have a positive demeanor and still say something mean. I'm not going to go into the whole dynamic of what it means to communicate with others, but you get what I mean, right? And she pretty much took this seriously. I was like, I want golden buttons. So she just found a place. They had golden buttons. Golden buttons. Boom, 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 boom. But this one, I realize now, is missing. So I have to join Sandbox again and ask the assistant to fix up my button. That's going to happen in the future. I'm just kidding. Fanatic for life. The pants I'm wearing, now that's also a unique story. Everything has a story. I like to have stories when it comes to clothing pieces. That sentimental value makes me care for things more. See that t-shirt in the back here? Over here, I can't point at it. Over here, that's a t-shirt. No sentimental value. Just washed it, put it on the floor because it's still drying a little bit. That's no sentimental value there. These pants, basically, I didn't pack anything for my girlfriend's aunt wedding. And I had to enter a shop, and honestly, I couldn't find anything that fits. Everything was weird. Swedish lifestyle and styling choices, they've took a turn for the worse. So I like dark colors. I like to wear dark colors. And, you know, I arrived in Sweden during a transition, during a transition of spring to summer. And summer clothes, man, summer clothes look strange to me. Like Swedish summer clothes, at least in the shops that I entered, it all looks like you're supposed to, that you work on a boat. That's how it looks like. You work on a boat and you row that boat in, what's that city called? Venice? What's the name of that city? Help me out. Where you have to like row a boat, you know? You know that place? Yeah, it doesn't make Venice. Yeah, there we go. I wasn't too crazy. I didn't want to buy anything like that. So I found these pair of pants in the back and boom, slammed them on. Now these are the pants that my girlfriend's aunt, I was about to say my girlfriend's aunt got married in, but no, she was wearing a wedding dress. Nevertheless, we move on. And then the final piece, Yamato, why are you wearing a cap when you're wearing a suit or a blazer jacket? Well, the thing is, in most occasions, I wouldn't do this. But what happens to be worse than a cap is the hair that is beneath it. And I like to shower before I go to sleep. And today I slept a little bit extra. I felt like I deserved it from scribbing the week and, working with the team. So I slept a little bit extra. And I wanted to make sure that, I get to make this episode before MSI starts. So that was a little bit of an introduction on what I'm wearing, why the camera sucks, and also at the same time, why I'm wearing a cap. So let's begin with the first segment of the show, which is going to be the meditation. So I welcome you all to join me, okay? I welcome you all to join me. If you would like to join me, go ahead.